Hey everyone, Hesam here, and today I want to talk to you guys about artificial intelligence, its benefits, but at the same time talk about the concerns and risks that are to do with AI that no one really knows or is being talked about right now, and then leave you guys to it to make a decision for yourself. That said, I want to start with the rosy side of AI, and there are ample examples out there. But for today's sake, I've selected two for us. One is to do with the fun part, and then the other is the more practical example that I will get to a bit later on. First things first, we have Google Pixel 8 Pro. This phone was released, I believe, a couple weeks ago, and when it was released, it took the whole market by surprise. But the thing is, this phone is no different to other phones out there. What makes it special or makes it stand out from the crowd is the technology or the AI that is integrated in this phone. As you can see behind me, this phone is able to make frowns into smiles, get rid of things in your picture in the background, meaning you no longer need to have editing skills. You don't need to know how to Photoshop stuff, since your phone will do it for you. What's even crazier is that with this phone, you can now dunk. And like you might say, oh, Hesam, dunking isn't something crazy. It's no biggie. Everyone can do it. But the thing is, it's no biggie if you're over 6 foot. If you're under 6 foot and you're able to dunk, that's a flex right there. And with this phone, if you're under 6 foot, you can dunk. How, you might ask? Well, this phone takes pictures of you mimicking the action of dunking, puts them together, gives you the final result. Amazing. This phone is literally made for all my short kings out there. Well, that's all good. But I want to take a step further and talk about the practical side of story here, practical side of AI. And the first example that I have, or the example that I have, is how AI is being used in the healthcare industry. Well, according to World Health Organization, back in 2020, more than 2 million individuals were diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer to be specific. And out of those 2 million people, sadly, 685,000 of them passed away. And this is the part where AI comes into play. Thanks to AI, now you only need two doctors and AI to help diagnose whether or not you have breast cancer. How, you might ask, or how AI does it, is basically reads and analyzes mammograms, which makes the process or the procedure so much faster than the traditional method of having to consult with 10 different doctors about whether or not you have cancer, breast cancer to be specific. And in fact, according to a Swedish study done by my fellow scientists in Sweden, they found out that 20% more individuals found out they have cancer thanks to AI, as it was used to help diagnose and obviously to read and analyze the mammograms. That's all good. But like everything in this world, there's always, and I mean always, two sides to everything. And AI is no different. Because everything is not to do with the rosy side. There are obviously risks and concerns, and this is the part where I'll tell you about them. First things first, we have the issue to do with creators and their royalty fees. Well, with the introduction of ChatGPT 4, it's now finally connected to the internet. It has access to the internet, unlike GPT 3.5. And this is amazing. Why? Because you can ask it to generate pictures for you. And have you ever wondered to yourself how it does that? Like how it generates images in the matter of seconds? Well, the way it does it is basically looks on the internet at all the available sources, gets influenced, and then in most cases it uses those same images but enhances them and then gives you the images. Hence why it's called generative AI. But the thing is, after giving you those pictures or the picture, it doesn't talk about like the source of it or how you got the picture. No, nothing. And this is the sad part, because imagine you are the photographer, you spend hours and hours and gone to the farthest possible point, let's say, that you could have gone. You've taken that one good picture after putting so much energy, time, passion, everything you have into that one picture. And then you've decided to put it up for sale on marketplaces like Adobe, with the hope of selling it online to be able to put food on the table for your family, make a living out of it. But then AI comes into play, it steals the idea, it steals the whole show. It doesn't give you the royalty fees you deserve. It doesn't give you anything, no source, no nothing. Simply steals your idea. In most cases, again, that is sad. Don't get me wrong, but this could be even worse. Imagine one day you're woken up by all the family members, all the friends and family members, like they are calling you left and right and telling you, oh, have you seen this? Have you seen this, that, like left and right. And like you're going, oh, what's going on? What are they talking about? I haven't done anything. And then you get sent a few pictures. And not just any pictures, they are your pictures. And again, not just your pictures, they are your nude pictures online. This is obviously very heartbreaking. But the thing is, deep down, those pictures aren't yours. But now you have to prove to everyone that, like, I swear that's not me, that's not my picture, that's not what my body looks like. But this is a whole process. And at the end, it turns out that like all the images were AI generated. And do you know the amount of people, the number of individuals that we lose every year because of their pictures getting leaked? In the US, we know a lot of celebrities that unfortunately commit suicide because of this. And at the end of the day, we are no different to them, because we are all human beings. We all have feelings. And how would you feel if I was to tell you that this actually happened? And it didn't happen anywhere. It didn't happen far from us. It happened in Spain, in the south of Spain, in the region of Almenralejo, where a few teenagers woke up one day back in September 2023, and found out that their pictures were online. And what's even worse is that once the culprits were arrested, they found out that they all were underage boys. Underage boys. Let that sink in for a moment. Some of them were even their friends, their peers. They found out, like, they got a picture of their faces, used AI, generative AI, to generate a naked body out of the faces, and then used the pictures and like spread them around. The fact that a few boys can commit such shameful and disgusting act is like, just blows my mind. And I just don't have anything to say, like, I'm lost for words here. And this is my point, that yes, AI, amazing tool to have, very fruitful, very beneficial. But at the same time, there are things that we all should be mindful and concerned of. And that is why governments have finally decided to take initiative regarding this issue. There was a recent summit held in the UK where most of the governments got around, talked in order to maximize the use of AI while minimizing the risks that come with it. Similar thing happened in the US, where President Biden and Vice President Harris signed a few executive orders restricting the usage of AI. Because obviously they have realized that enough is enough, and an action is to be taken. All in all, in conclusion, I just want to put the emphasis again on the fact that yes, AI, an amazing tool, and I personally believe we should maximize our usage of it, because we've been blessed in our generation to use this technology, to have this technology in the first place. But the thing is, future generations will hold us responsible. They will be asking us, why didn't you do this when you had the chance? And my question to you is that, do you think this is enough of what they are doing now, the governments, or should we be demanding more? And I personally know where I stand in this story. Do you know where you stand? Obviously, that's a question for you. And I hope I've been able to raise some questions for you. And yeah, thank you for your time.